Dispatch Bravo 2-1, radio check. Are we clear? 10-4? Okay, all right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the graduation ceremony of our 127th Law Enforcement class here at the Southwest Florida Public Service Academy. I'm honored and proud to stand up here in front of you all today as class president of the 127th class. It does mean a lot to me that my peers have elected me to stand up here, and like I said, I'm very excited to give this speech right now. It's going to be fun, guys, I promise. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for taking your time out tonight to come out here and join us. I know it's Valentine's Day, and I know it's like a monsoon out there. It's like we haven't had weather like this in a long time, so thank you all for weathering the conditions and joining us this evening. Special thank you to the Academy staff here, Mr. Everly, Mr. Thompson, and Mr. Martin, and all of our instructors that we've had over the last 6 months. We just want to thank you guys for all of your guidance, your leadership, the training you've instilled in us, your advice, most of all your patience, and for pushing us to better ourselves every day as we moved along throughout this academy. I want to thank the families of everybody who's joined us today. Thank you for supporting us in our dreams as we pursue a career in law enforcement. We know it hasn't been easy for a lot of you, especially those of you that have a lot of family at home. I know you had to pick up some of the slack in the last 6 months, so I know they appreciate all your help at the house as well. Well, guys, here it is tonight. You know, back in September, 6 months seemed like an eternity compared to this day. But, you know, here we are. For some of us, this journey started long before that. Some of us grew up with law enforcement family. Some of us grew up with law enforcement ties, or we had that person within our community who kind of influenced us to maybe pursue this career one day. But, you know, for some of us, maybe we discovered this opportunity through college, or maybe we just decided to sign up for the CJ bat one day, and that's where this dream started at. But either way, I kind of speak, I feel like maybe for a lot of us that are sitting up here today, throughout our entire lives at some point, it kind of seemed like that there was some sort of internal calling to do such a job like this, something that's been instilled with us for a long time, you know, and maybe we're just now starting to, you know, discover the true potential that we may have in the hopes of this career. These graduates that you all see before you today, these are the people that I had the privilege of getting to know over the last 6 months. I've only been living in Florida for about 2.5 years now, and I came down from Kentucky, and you know, I left a lot of friends back there, but I mean, I couldn't be happier than to stand up here and speak for these individuals, 21 individuals, including me, who are up here. It's been a pleasure. Like, you guys are great. We've had a lot of good memories we've shared over the last 6 months, and it's been a blast, man. I can't wait to keep in touch with everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we all progress in our career. Along with becoming such a close-knit group as we have been, as Mr. Thompson and some of them already mentioned, we've got to know each other a lot over the last 6 months, and that comes with a lot of nicknames that have come with us in the academy. You know, if you look into your programs, you can probably follow along as I mention some of these here. But you know, when you start out the academy, you get here and you start reading everyone's name. You're trying to learn all the names and stuff like that, kind of figure out people out. And, you know, some of us we're pretty social here when we first started out. So. But you know, it's always a good time to sit back there in class and you hear guys like Beavis and Butler cutting up every now and then on breaks, or who else we got? Swanman over there. What's up, girl? We got Campbell here. Campbell calling a little soup. Everybody loves that name. We got and of course, how can we forget the Closinator right here? Closinator, got to watch out for that one. And how can I forget Cash Dollar? Oh, wait a minute, that's your real name, never mind. Okay, moving on. All right. Well, as we have endured several weeks of pain, sickness, stress together, as well as teaching, learning, and pushing each other to succeed, we've beat each other up in DT. We went through hell and back on OC spray day. We smoked our tires during vehicle ops. We had a blast at the gun range. I mean, who doesn't love fajita Friday and tropical storm-like windy conditions? Trying to grill between 2 cars and stuff like that. That was always a good time. But you know, and shockingly, we actually had a good time on Taser Day. It was very, very funny to watch all of this, you know. But we also had the privilege of taking several field trips throughout the area. I wasn't too familiar with Fort Myers, and I got to know it a lot better as I went through the last 6 months. And we got to go down to the jail, we got to go to the courthouse and watch a couple trials. And how can we forget our surprise field trip down to Bonita. That was always great. That's classified though, we can't talk about that. But then, and of course our favorite field trip every Thursday, the Edison Bridge. How can we forget that? Pondell and back. You guys ready? Let's go. You gonna do it? No. But through it all, though, we exhibited a relentless spirit that fueled each of us to learn from our experiences, to learn from our mistakes, and to better ourselves as we approached each phase or scenario that we went through and that the Academy challenged us. As we navigate through our career, we're going to see the fluidity of laws, legislation, policies, procedures, and training. They're going to constantly change and reform over time. But as society progresses, these distinctions between right and wrong over the next 20 to 30 years, things are going to change as long as through like how do you call it, there's like a sea of relational differences out there, and we're going to have to keep up with the times as we progress in this career. Things are going to change a lot for us over the next 20 years. And with that said, I'm thankful that we were able to come here to the Southwest Florida Public Service Academy so we can take our foundation and our professional standards that have been bestowed within us, and we can go out there and present a positive image of law enforcement throughout the communities that we're going to protect and serve. And achieving this positive image is all going to be determined on how we navigate through our daily lives, being honest, like I said, being very truthful, and using our guidance for our moral compass within our career. The reality of law enforcement is actually enforcing the law is only a small part of what we're going to be doing along the way. As we've learned through this training, we're going to have to know a lot of, or at least a little bit about just about every profession and things like that along the way, because we're going to encounter all different parts of society. This job may require us to become a first responder, but one day we might have to be a psychologist, a mediator, a teacher, a coach, a caretaker, a temporary parent, plenty of maintenance work probably on our vehicles, who knows, or just providing a sense of security for somebody or a neighborhood itself, just the mere presence of us. In all truthfulness, we are going to be our community's greatest asset. The decisions that we make in this career are going to fall under scrutiny at times. We're going to be accused of doing things so awful that we never could have dreamed about doing. But, we're going to be investigated, laughed at, taunted, criticized, and unfortunately some of us along the way, we may lose some friends and, God forbid, family members just based on the profession that we chose to do. But, through it all, though, at the end of the day, one of the best ways to defend the criticism is to keep the confidence that we've gained in this academy, and knowing that we did the right thing and to the best of our ability each and every time we went out there and did everything and went through a scenario. And to be honest with you, there's no other noble way to live out a career than to have that mentality about anything that you do. This career cannot be faced alone, though. This career allows us to serve the people of the community in a meaningful way. Family support is very important in this field, as I'm sure that we're all going to learn. We're going to deal with the worst of society at times, and we're going to try not to fall into that negative pit of becoming so cynical that everybody in society is bad. It's going to be our family that we come home to each and every day that's going to rejuvenate us to hit the reset button, leave everything at work, and tomorrow's going to be a new day. Maybe not everybody out there is as bad as we think they are. But this job is going to change us no matter what, but let's hope and stay focused. It's going to be a change for the better. But this graduation is a culmination of a lot of hard work, and we're very proud to be up here on this stage today. Tonight, however, is only a brief celebration because FDLE is lurking with that state exam in a few weeks. So we got to stay on our grind, guys. Celebrating tonight, but maybe even to the weekend, but at least by back Monday, let's get back to work, stay focused, and wherever you're going to Tampa or Miami, just, keep the same mentality we've had all year long. Neither of us failed all year long, and I think we're all going to do just fine on this exam. I truly believe it. I guess in closing, just like as we continue into the next phase of our journey through the criminal justice apparatus, wherever we may go, always be polite, be courteous to people, stay physically and mentally fit throughout the way, pay meticulous attention to detail in whatever you're going to do, and allow the guidance of your moral compass along the way. After each call, let's figure out how we can maybe better ourselves the next time we go out to maybe do something better or safer. Like I said, the dangers of this job are very real, but fear is a choice as we go through this. But with that said, don't run into any situation like that. Blindfold. Always remember the safety precautions they told us and everything like that. So, my closing is one of our favorite instructors throughout the academy used to tell us, "Let's drive it on home, guys." Thank you all.